fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who eats for a week and don't die.
Just kidding. And everything else that I said is right.
Tom MacDonald's fake woke. I haven't listened to Tom. I listened to one or two of his songs a couple months ago. Jess and I on our way to church listened to a beat. And I was like, I feel this. And then next thing I knew what he was talking about, and it was in that moment. So I know, walking on parallel lines, you got latitude and you got longitude. And we walking on our axes of the earth. And I know the axis of the heart. You see, I haven't been walking in myself. I have not been walking in myself for a few months now. And the people who love me and know me dearly closely are saying, this is not him. Who is this crazy man? Now hang on a minute. Now listen to the words. This is the first time I've listened to it, but I started to, and I was gonna wait. I was gonna do what I always do. I usually listen to songs once or twice. You know, if something really hits you, you put it on the repeat track. I'm still stuck in my high school ways when it comes to music, and that's my way of isolating myself from people. But I want people to know what's going on in my mind when I hear the songs that the Father has created through the artists and the people there, that He has on those parallel lines. And right now, and I always knew it, I felt it in my heart, God said it. He said, wait on Tom, bro. Wait on Tom. Call him. Call him when the time's right. He published that book. And we got Tom MacDonald. Old MacDonald had a fun. E-I-E-I-O. And he's over here. Now this is one I've heard a few months ago, or last year. And I loved it. And I was like, and it pisses me off. But today's the day, and I've been talking about, I'm working on humility. That man who can humble himself will be exalted. Not be exalted to be humbled. Nobody tells me what to do. And this fucking state took my kids. But I'm gonna humble myself in a moment. And you can cut that clip and you can use that to your defense, but you'll never get this video. And it's gonna get shipped off to the world. God is home. Jesus is alive. And He came back as Moses, who wrote the fucking book 4,000 years ago. And God said a man was gonna come back 2,000 years later to be persecuted and torn down, and that was 2.5 years ago. And I'm in my tomb, and I'm coming out, and I already came off the cross. I went through resurrection after resurrection after resurrection. It's three practice rounds. Oh. Oh. What's up, Mr. John the Baptist? I'm in one of my hype modes. A nozzle for it? What about it? There is a nozzle, yes.
I don't see one.
You don't see the nozzle on the hose?
No.
Well, it's got to be around. If it's not downstairs. Jim might have taken it. He might need it over at his house. You know, so
I'm just gonna squirt my cat and get some of that.
you got enough to be able to buy two.
I gotta fix my fucking dipstick for the oil. Fucking last time they were there, they snapped it up.
Really? And did they replace it? Why not?
Can't get it up.
So they broke your dipstick at the mechanic shop and they didn't replace it? They just left it and said, oh, it's not my fault?
Yeah, at the Jiffy Lube.
At Jiffy Lube?
Yeah, but after we got the oil change, I don't look under the hood.
No, we don't look. You gotta trust who's working on your stuff, right?
Don't touch the Jim.
I'm talking to everybody.
Jimbo out today?
He came by earlier. Host just locked me out. No, I'm good. That's the wind. The wind's talking. But you know, this house is haunted. And I basically kicked it in the ass. But I got some concrete to crush. I want to go golfing.
I think it is, huh?
Oh, I want to go golfing.
Huh? You gotta golf early now.
How you feeling? How's your health?
I think so. Hanging in there.
Feeling better? You able to jump? You need your cane back?
No, I got my other game.
I really do appreciate the Moses stick.
Yeah, nice.
I love it. Good kid. I'm glad you're feeling better. It's not something you can really come back from, huh?
No, it's no cure.
No, not that they think of.
Just maintenance medication.
Maintenance
Costs
medication.
a fortune.
It is. It's a little overpriced. A little high tax.
$8,500
$8,500
a month
a month.
for one prescription.
One prescription.
60 pills.
60 pills. For $8,500 for 1 month. It make me walk on water. You know.
Thank God for Medicare and Mass Health. We'd be dead or
Well, that is a blessing, but to get on Medicare and Mass Health, and the amount, it still comes out of somebody's pocket. They still raise those taxes. Right. So where is this system? There has to be some sort of law that you have to take. It has to be allocated. Why can't? Like, what do they do over in Europe with the health insurance? Is it it's free everywhere. Free just means free. There is no impact on one end. One end does not receive it. It just happens to be placed there, like matter, like air in the sky.
Canada's got free health care. I mean, prescriptions and stuff you still have to pay for. I mean, medical appointments,
Yeah.
hospital stuff is free. X-rays.
Whatever happened to things being like $25, or you trade. Remember, the doctor in town, the one who would do house calls. You might go over and wash his car or paint his house for him while he comes over and administer some meds to your daughter who's sick.
You get a bucket of nice tomatoes and some zucchini.
Vegetables, the garden is the best. That's the trade-off of food. I was getting into more of the industrial age.
No, they get the barter system.
The barter system. Merchant Marine, right? That's it. This is what I have. This is what I have to offer. Huh?
I give you 2 pigs and you give me 1 cow.
2 pigs for 1 cow.
That's a deal.
That's a deal right there.
You get it anywhere else.
No. You want ham this weekend? We'll have some ham. You want the fatted calf? I'll send a brother out and he'll go get it. He might not be happy to give up his prized possession, but you know what?
People don't understand a cow. How much could a cow be worth? A couple $100?
A cow? You'd be surprised. I've been hearing auctions. You're paying at least for a bull $5K to plus $510.
A regular dairy cow.
Regular dairy cow, maybe I could ask my uncle, but I'd say they're around $1,000 for a calf.
Dairy cow, we got the milk.
Yeah.
Butter.
Uh-huh.
They're more expensive.
People think all they gotta do is just go get milk out the cabin. You know what it takes to milk a cow?
The old days, like it's
Yeah, you actually had to do it by hand. I wish I actually grew up in that atmosphere. I would have loved it. I'd love to go out there now and go milk a couple cows for a while.
some of those long.
Find myself again, huh?
You go to Texas, look at some of those longhorn fucking steers.
Oh yeah, I'd like to get into the bull ring. Climb
the
up on.
bulls, the longhorn steers, the steak meat. The bulls are the ones with the short fat ones, the longhorns.
Yeah,
Texas longhorns.
Texas Longhorns. It's good meat.
Those are, again, expensive steers.
Of course they
That's
are.
where they get the meat from.
Think about reproduction of those beasts. How old they are. How long it takes for them to get that big, that prime meat. It's a luxury. It's a privilege to be able to have a longhorn steak. That's a luxury.
In Texas, it's everywhere.
Everyone believes they're royalty when they're collecting a little something.
Yeah, it's insane. They just show them.
I ain't collecting shit.
My steers Kentucky Derby winner there, whatever. Justify was the last Triple Crown guy.
Justify?
$500,000 to have him, to buy a fucking whatever it is, a fucking half a gallon of his fucking semen for breeding rights.
Really?
$500,000.
Half a mil for that.
A pop.
Look at that. What do you? That's like those inflated thoughts. That's not even inflated prices. Those are just like, hey, what would you want for this? Which is, you can't. And that's a parable. Who am I to say this about who's what, whatever?
How many horses can he impregnate at $500,000 a pop? 20?
I'm curious. That's a good Google question.
I mean, they line up for that. Triple Crown winner. You get these genes.
I'm coming in for the sweep.
It's insane. Big bucks.
Yeah.
Man.
Gotta pay the big bucks. What was the best place when you wanted to be able to get by on the roadways of Kentucky with you know, with a few bottles of moonshine in the back of your car? What did you do? You paid off the cop, didn't you?
They make trades for moonshine.
That's it.
You know, a gallon of moonshine, you come get your ears of corn.
Uh-huh.
You can make the moonshine.
That's it. Here's your coin.
Yeah. But not the corn we eat, the other corn.
No.
The feed corn.
Feed corn. There's a lot of feed corn out there. A lot of room for feed corn.
Moonshine's big business now.
Ain't it?
Even
like
now, it's become even a little bit more mainstream. You see it in some of the liquor stores.
Yeah.
But not so much here. Now,
Moonshine.
down
Apple
south-
cider.
Down south, it's like drinking that's at your tent.
I had a buddy, Washburn. I think he had a little too much of it for a while. 'Cause he didn't wake up on the right side of the bed. He was making it.
You ever needle those pliers? I'm trying to think how we can get that fucking thing out of
Tell you what.
the dipstick.
Oh, the dipstick out? Needle nose pliers.
You think you got needle those pliers?
I should, eh?
Yeah, I'll come down. I'll put my car on.
Yeah, I got you. Pull it on over. So you're involved in that. I find that one to be a blessing. We had a pretty good conversation on some things that were poking at my heart. Now I've been working on me, finding me, dealing with my relationships and all that. And now it's on to helping you. Because I found me, I know who I am. I just got to get them to realize. I got some cleaning up to do. Got some prep work to get going. I got an apartment to be able to pay for. I'm broke off my head. I'm sick of the government dangling a dollar over our heads. And when you look at somebody's status, you look at their classification, you look at their credit, you look at all this stuff, you put them in this category. And you get the rest in that category. When you get close to getting out of that category, they find some sort of a reason to get you back down into your category. I picked up on that one. I picked up on that one. I've been whipped one too many times. I'm playing smarter, not harder now. I'm gonna post a bunch of videos. Again, it's gonna be a lot of Tom McDonald today. I got some errands to run. I'm gonna fix his dipstick for him. Jiffy Lube broke it. They didn't replace it, but they still charged him full price. There's no honor system in our country anymore. You play with money that on a bill says "In God We Trust," but none of you really trust God. And I'm not really talking, like, those who know who I'm talking to know who I'm talking to. So don't get offended. Don't let that enemy within you come out of your shell. Because we all have two sides. We're all divided. I'm naked on this side. I got God all over on this side. He's over my heart. If I'm meant to not walk off and get married to my world, and have my bridegroom, and be with my angel of mercy, then you guys cast me down to the pit, and you guys live in the pit the rest of your lives, with inflation going up more and more and more. You decide. You either come to God and realize that God's here on earth and He can make changes, and He can do it appropriately with the right people. But I need somebody in our lives that you guys don't like, and he was a prophet. You guys tried cutting his head off. At the order of the Queen. I gotta go. Peace out.